All right. Well, the part that I think people miss as they're jumping on, when it comes to VAs, and it really, I guess, anything in general, the lost time in training and education and onboarding,
Yes.
dude, you know how hard that is on us? Like, a lot. Like, I have to actually think about, do I want to hire somebody or not? Because it's going to take a toll on my resources. It's going to take a toll on my team, whoever's training, and eventually me, because some things I have to be, I'm not running a 2,000 person staff here, right? Where I don't have to get involved. I only have 50. So uh, it's, it's, uh, I have to think about those things. Everybody, welcome. We've got Gary Prado here. He's my friend. He's got an amazing virtual assistant company that I currently use. I have 5 virtual assistants with him. And I was just telling him, I was thanking him for creating something that actually is really good. It's good. And I love referring business to Gary because he actually takes care of people. He doesn't make me look bad. That's actually the number one concern I have in running lab coat agents. When people come to me for a product, they're like, well, what do you think, right? What do you think? And I have to think, well, not just the product itself, but how do they treat people? Because that then comes back to me, right? That's why I love Follow Up Boss when it was started, Dan Corkle, the culture, the people. I'm like, dude, I'd refer all day because I know they actually love people. You do the same, Gary. You love people. You take care of them. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's kind of you to say. You just referred somebody over to us the other day. So yesterday. So yeah, we really appreciate that.
Well, thanks for doing this, man. We want to talk about the real estate agent's secret weapon. I discovered this secret weapon um, 2009, I think it was my first time. And I didn't know it was a secret weapon. I read Tim Ferriss's book, The 4 Hour Work Week, and I was like, I love the idea behind this. I'm going to do something like that. So that's what we're talking about today, everyone. Let us know what city, what state you're from. We're going to go into some details how you can do it as well, or what country. Butch, Providence, Rhode Island. Jennifer, Whittier, California. Jennifer, you're not too far from me. Keith, Chicago, Illinois. What's up, Keith? I know another Keith over there, a friend of mine with Compass in Chicago. Keith Dickerson. Keith, nice to have you on here. Gary, where do you want to start with this, man? The secret weapon
What?
for real estate agents.
Yeah, people probably don't think it's a secret weapon, but my gosh, it really is, Tristan. It's can be life-changing. We are seeing testimonials from people that say, like, for example, a lady yesterday, the other day, she was waiting on a refund from realtor.com leads before she could start with our company, Vitalis Outsourcing. And and she said, Gary, I'm waiting for this refund. And then she emailed me back and said, I'm tired of wasting so much time. I wasted so much time today. I just need to start Monday because I keep wasting time. And she
Ah,
sent that email to us, and it's time is money. And when you have that time and that the time and the resources to focus on those high level scaling ideas,
hmm
it's game changing for you. You're not
Yeah.
in the weeds of every day going back and forth with clients, emailing, texting, things like that, admin work or TC or social media or content creation, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you have an executive assistant, well, I take that back, a good executive assistant, it's life
hmm
changing and it helps you scale your company. There's a great book I'd like for everybody to get. It's called Buy
Okay.
Back Your Time. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. He's my
yeah,
friend.
it's a great book. I'm sorry.
He's my friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan Martell and
Yeah.
I helped launch his book when I was working with Success Magazine. We did a podcast together, and then his book slowly started growing, and then it blew up, dude.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, it's just, time, you're wasting so much time. involved in those day-to-day tasks. And so that's what we do at Vitalis. We were just talking about this before the webinar. At our company, we will not sacrifice profits over quality.
Yep.
And so we're not going to just place VAs with people and say, good luck, see you later, bye, wish you the best. That's not us. And so the first step, Tristan, in those in the growth, when it comes, growth, delegation is the key to growth. You have to delegate in order to grow. If you
Yeah.
are not going to delegate, then you're going to be stuck doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
That's so
So, in
true.
my opinion, the first step is letting go of that fear, that control, and then starting to delegate, and that unlocks the growth. And then the sky's the limit for you.
I agree. I agree. I'll show you something. And this wasn't planned, but now you made me think a little bit more about delegation with data. So I think a lot of the people here have companies like, or they subscribe to companies like Keeping Current Matters because it's so cheap, right? And they have this data that they have. And I recently started using one of our staff virtual staff members to recreate some of that data and put my name on it, saying that I got it from KCM and then the source. And dude, the results have been insane because we're getting business from it. I wanted to show you just a couple. So this is the back end of one of our social media accounts. You could see this is every 28 days we get about 3.5 million. This is my one of my personal ones, right? And if I go into here to show you a couple of things, it does some do average, some do okay. There's one that didn't do too bad here, and I'll keep showing them to you. But what I did in essence is I had my team, my virtual assistant team, grab this graphic and just recreate it. And they went directly to the sources, right? Zillow, MBA, NAR, and then they just put it here. And what's happening, because we just started doing this about 30 days ago, it's something new. What's happening is now people are sharing these graphics when I have data, specifically data. Look at this one, 34,000 views. Let me zoom over here. 34,000 views, 28,000 reach. You better believe people are watching and now asking about real estate because of it. If I keep on scrolling down, there's 172,000. This is just a graphic, Gary. This is just a graphic
Yeah.
on real estate. Look at this one, 151,000 views. These are graphics that I'm having my team, my VA team, repurpose and make it look like it's from us, right? Look at this great one we got from NAR. We just had them. I sent them something from NAR and I said, "Hey guys, there's 121,000 views." I said, "Could you do me a favor? Grab this graphic from NAR and repurpose it, make it our colors, right?" And then they did it. I didn't have to do a single thing. And so this is the stuff that you're talking about that gives us long-term more business because we're showing up a certain way consistently. One thing I can't do without my team, I can't show up consistently because I have open contracts. I have to have communication with my clients and everybody involved in my clients. I have to read the documents. I have to make sure that everything is set. And then I have to worry about marketing. And then I have to worry about this and that. It doesn't work long term. I can tell you. And this is why we have these ups and downs in this business, right? That's the biggest challenge. That's why it's a secret weapon, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is content, Tristan. You're pushing out this content and you're getting these views, and that's exposure. You're getting that exposure, and people are seeing your post and they're reacting, they're getting the views, and your name is out there. Your name is just consistently out there.
Yeah.
And Tristan, if you're doing this, another realtor can do this. Somebody
Dude,
else can do. Yes.
it's free data. Like everybody can grab this. Look at this. I'm gonna show you one more piece to this so people can understand how you can prospect with this. That's that graphic that I just showed you. Uh, Look at this. 98% of the people that engaged with it or saw it, 98% of this were people that do not follow me, right? That's important because what are we doing with those, right? Then you can go back to the team and say, okay, team, staff, this graphic, go back and take the numbers and now retarget them so that they see more of my stuff. And that's how you start making a business out of this, right? This is why we need people that understand things that we don't or can move quicker. Like, I know how to make the graphic, but Gary, do I want to make the damn graphic on Canva and spend about an hour doing this more? No, I'd rather be talking to people, building relationships, solidifying it, working on problems because that's what they pay me for, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's right now like we don't call them VAs. I'm just saying that because that's the term that everybody knows. Our term is executive partners. They're XPs. So they are
Ooh, I like
executive
that.
partners that are work with you. And so we call them XPs because they're not virtual assistants. They are high level performing team members in your company that are helping you scale and grow. And,
Mm.
it's all about your systems, processes, and training. Um, we've reached out to a couple of your contacts. Our trainers at Vitalis Outsourcing are training on Follow Up Boss, training on Lofty, training on all of these different platforms where we can help our clients with those systems. Also, we're training on some AI sales call coach stuff. I'm not going to give the product name, but you can role play with AI to get better at your talking to FSBOs, expireds, promoting
Mm,
your just listed, just solds. So
yeah.
our the clients that we have that are engaging FSBOs and expireds with our executive partners. They're training every week to get better using this AI product, and it's coaching them to get better, and they're getting better and better. Tristan, right now, I was at a coaching event in Nashville 2 weeks ago, and our company
Okay.
was there. And we had three clients from Vitalis Outsourcing. One of the guys, we got an instant testimonial from him. He hired one of our executive partners, and they're getting now he's on a 20-hour week service plan. He's getting calling FSBOs and expires or engaging FSBOs and expires. He's getting
Hmm.
3 listing appointments per week. So he's getting 3 listing appointments per week, on a consistent basis, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. But that's on the 20-hour a week service plan. So he's doing incredibly well, but it's because our executive partners are trained and we have systems and processes so they can be very effective at engaging those leads, but also they're getting better and better as they go. We're training and managing them, not just placing them and say, good luck, bye.
Yeah, I think that that's probably the number one reason your company is succeeding already, right? So that makes sense, guys. And if you have any questions, if you're watching out on Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you're watching, or here with us in this smaller group, let us know what questions you have for Gary. I think Gary, when did you first get your first virtual staff member?
Oh my, a year and a half ago, something like that. Now we have
Oh,
two
really?
companies now, Prospect Boss and Vitalis Outsourcing. So probably a year and a half ago at Prospect Boss.
And you
Yeah,
personally, when did you first use a virtual assistant?
personally, um, about a year ago. About a
Oh,
year ago.
nice, dude.
Yeah,
And what did you
yeah.
wait, what did you use them for?
They were doing lead gen for our company. they would do some personal stuff for my wife, scheduling appointments. My wife's a real estate investor as well, so we flip houses. They would do stuff for her as well. Making phone
Nice.
calls, doing lead gen, skip tracing through PropStream, getting investment properties, stuff like that, VRBO stuff. That was kind of her deal. I don't know
Okay.
exactly what they were doing, but that's what she did, and and it works out well. The biggest thing is, Tristan, is let me just tell you this. I see this every day where everybody says, "Well, I'm just going to go get a VA and I'm going to hire them myself." And you
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
By all means, you can do that. But there is a revolving door of virtual assistants that go from one job to another, and they get placed with a company based off their resume, which half of it is true, half of it isn't true. And then
Mm.
they start working for you, and then you realize that they disappear some of the time. Then they're not getting the job done, or they didn't know how to do certain things. And so you have then about a month in, and we see this every day, where the virtual assistant just they feel like they're not being productive, but it's a warm body that can do some work, but they don't want to spend the time and they don't want to spend the time to fire them and train somebody else. So they know it's not a good candidate for them, but they can't afford to fire and then retrain, because it's that ever revolving door. So the biggest thing is just getting a good executive assistant. And that's the struggle. I see 99% of the real estate agents, they just struggle finding a good executive assistant, and they don't have the time to train and manage them. And that's what we do.
Oh, yeah, and I think it gets a little confusing as to what people can use virtual assistants for. Last session we talked about the top ones that you would recommend, right? And I want to share with people some tasks here that we have. We feel that the executive admin right in the middle is probably the one that mostly everyone should get or start with, because then you can have them do other things as you're growing, right? And as you start growing, I think depending on where you want to grow, for us, obviously, we're big on social, right? So, of course, you have a video editor and a social media manager, right? That's why I had to outline these tasks a while ago. And for us, if you're looking at this and you want to grow in the most visited websites in the world, then this is your plan right here. Like, think about what the most visited websites in the world are. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, ChatGPT, X, WhatsApp. And then you round up the top 10 with Reddit. Top 20, you've got TikTok and LinkedIn on there. And this is why we have this, right? And so, Gary, if we're going to go to you and I want to hire a video editor, uh, what are the things that you're looking for to hire the right video editor for us?
That is a great question. So, the first thing that they do is they have to go through a five-step vetting process. Number one, English comprehension. The 2 hour test online, where they speak into a microphone and answer questions. So their English has to be perfect with no accent. Number two, skills assessment. Three, personality test, IQ test, four IQ tests, and then five is two interviews. During those interviews, Tristan, we are grilling them on their capabilities of what if it's a video editor, okay, what do you use for video editing? Send us some examples of things that you have done.
What
We want to
tools? Got
make
it.
sure, yes, we want to make sure that they are competent and can be productive at day one. So, that our whole process through that vetting process is quite stringent. It takes about 2 weeks. And that's the biggest thing, is just that vetting process for a video editor. We're going to make sure that they are ready to go at day one with all the systems and tools, and they are being productive. Because a lot of people will say they're a video editor, but they're kind of like video editor-ish. They don't really know a lot. They can do some things, but if you're going to be a video editor, you need to have advanced skills, and that's where Kay, our director of operations, she does a good job at identifying those people and putting them through our vetting process. And we've turned away business. We've had some clients that had really specific roles where we couldn't find somebody for them, or we didn't feel they were a good fit because of their skill set. And we will not place them with somebody unless they fit, unless they have those qualifications. So,
Makes sense.
for us, that video editor position, it's a long process to get there before they start with the company. They've got to go through all that vetting process.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense, man. So it doesn't matter who you're hiring or who's coming in, and you're distributing them to us as the people who end up with them. They're going through that same stringent process. So if I'm looking at social media, then you're probably asking them, well, what tools do you use? Are you familiar with these? And what's your experience, right? Interesting. I like that. And yes, Cindy, I dropped that in there. Thanks. I dropped that link to the graphic. So if anybody has questions about the tasks and duties, you can grab them there. And then, yes, if you want to join or you want to test out Vitalis with Gary, we're giving $250 off the first month. And yes, I have 5 with him right now. So we currently love
You,
these 5. So thank you for that, Gary.
you, you like
They're doing.
Irwin the best, don't you?
I like Irwin.
Irwin?
It's tough because I like Irwin and I like um Zyra. She's so good, right? And Marlon, they're all very good, man. They're all very good. And
Yeah.
remember, I usually hire direct, right? I go direct, but then I'm like, okay, I'll test out Gary. I think the difference is what you've been saying. It's like the training, and then only very few make the cut. So you're giving me the best of the best, and I'm seeing it. I'm definitely seeing it. So, Gary, thank you for doing that. Natalia, what's up, Natalia? You want to try a VA? Click that link above. I think we put it on there. What was it? Oh, there it is. Let me put it up for you, Natalia. If you're going to hire one, decide what route you want to go. Gary, if somebody's going to hire one and they're like, I don't know where to start, right? Where would they start typically?
Yeah, let's just have a call. So book a discovery call on our website. You can go to vitalisva.com. We changed our website, by the way. So it's vitalisva.com. And you can go there and just book a discovery call. We're going to identify what your need is to see if we can have candidates for you. So it's going to take about 15-20 minutes. It's not going to be long, but that first step is just to book that call. And just realize you have a problem and need help. And then just book the call. And then after that, we'll discuss our process with you, the way our company works, what our vetting processes are. And then after that, we'll give you those options. You'll be able to interview the top 3 candidates for your position. We've had sometimes, Tristan, one real estate agent last week said she was identifying 3, but she said, I love both of them so much. She took 2. So we have some really good candidates. So she's only going to hire 1, but the other one was so good. She was looking at the future, not where she was at right then. And so she wanted to get that executive partner up for her company because she knew it was going to free up time and she was going to be able to scale and grow.
That's good. Natalia is asking, do you have a bilingual French and English VA? How does that work?
Yeah. So, we do have some executive assistants or partners that are bilingual. We have to identify those. Kay has our pool. We would have to see who's in that pool and then go through our processes as far as recruiting sourcing, vetting. So the first step is just to book that discovery call. The number one step, book that discovery call, and then let's just talk and see exactly what you need. And then we can give you an idea of what that time frame looks like, what you can expect, and things like that. So the first step is just to book that call.
Tracy Williamson has a really good question. Do you have a list of tasks as an example of what has helped independent agents the most? That's a great question, Tracy.
So we have our 100 tasks for real estate agents. I think you've seen this list based off of our other webinar. So
Yep.
if you email me, Gary, Gary, at vitalisva.com, we'll send you over that 100 tasks for real estate agents that you can have them do. So we'll get you that document. It's on our website. You can register it there. But if you want to email me, I kind of like, interacting and meeting you guys. So email me and I'll get that over to you.
I love that. All right, let me see if
100
we've got
tasks.
100.
Tristan, did you ever think that somebody could have 100 tasks that they could delegate to an executive assistant? That's a lot
I
of
didn't
tasks,
listen, I didn't at first. And then,
right? You did it
and then I
first.
was like, oh man, I can't live without staff. I can't function at the level that I function without staff. And it's always that very first one and the second one that are the biggest challenge. For us internally, I'm like, oh, how am I going to do it? Right? Very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put up Gary's email there. Please grab it, grab those links because we're about to end this. Gary, anything in closing?
Yeah. Listen, ideal. I talk to everybody. I talk to tons of real estate agents every day, probably 5 to 7. And they're in that churn where they're either churning VAs and they're wasting time and money on that, or they don't know if they need a VA and they don't know if they can afford a VA. Just book a discovery call, take that first step, and then we'll go through our everything that you need to understand how that works with our company. If it's a good fit, great. If it's not, we understand, and maybe we can work together in the future. But just realize that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, nothing is going to change. You need to
True.
change things. You need to change things. So book a discovery call with us. You have nothing to lose. You have only something to gain. There's no cost or fee. So we'll tell you exactly what that process is, what you can expect, what the costs are, and you will be happy, as Tristan is with the executive partners that he has. You'll be happy with those executive partners, and they will be assets to your team, just like Tristan's.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for doing this. Let's see what Hiram says. Do you offer courses to train executive assistants outside of Vitalis? Oh, do you offer that to train
Yeah,
outside?
well, we do have our training system for our processes. I mean, just email me for that partner, that course, and we'll, go down that road when we need to. We'll discuss it.
Perfect. Buster, what's up, Buster? When is why when is Y Realty coming to Florida? I'm looking. Buster, we're gonna open Illinois next in Chicago. We've got a few hundred people already lined up. Florida is probably after Washington and maybe Texas. So we're just going where we can get a few hundred at a time. Jennifer, Gary, is the approximate cost for a full-time VA a month? What's the approximate cost? Jennifer, we'll give that in the link. Go to the link and have a sit down with them. You'll find that. Everybody else, thank you so much for joining. Gary, thank you. Have an awesome day.